Hello everyone, I'm Frank and welcome to Frank Puzzles, and this is today's easy level puzzle, and it's called Row Sum Lines by Jobo. Now take that easiness with a grain of salt, because it's considered easy by the people on the Logic Masters Germany forum, and there's a lot of really smart people there. So, caveat. Anyways, here are the rules. Wow, there's only two. Normal Sudoku rules apply, which means place the digits 1 through 9 once each in every row, column, and region, or box here. Digits along a line sum to the same value for each row the line passes through. Okay. So digits along a line sum to the same value for each row the line passes through. So therefore, that would mean that for every row that a line passes through, the sum of the digits on that line, on that row, must be the same. So basically, these two cells must add up to, so for the blue, these two cells must add up to what this cell adds up to, which must be the same as what... How does that work? Digits along a line sum to the same value for each row the line passes through. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I guess that is the rule. So these two cells must sum up to what this cell sums up to, which must sum up to what these two cells sum up to, which must sum up to what this cell sums up to, which must be the same as what these two cells sum up to, which must be the same as what this cell sums up to, etc., right? So every row is considered a separate sum along the line. And therefore, they must add up to the same sum. And those are all the rules. If you like to play, I assume that's going to be different. It can be, well, it has to be different for each one. It doesn't have to, but it's very likely to be different for each line. Anyways, those are all the rules. If you like to play along, there's going to be a link in the description. And now, I'm going to get started. Let's go. Okay, simple thing first then is that the single ones on each line are the same. The singletons on each line are the same. So this is the same as this, which is the same as this, which is the same as this. For the yellow, this is the same as this digit, which is the same as this digit, which is the same as this one, but there's no singleton in row 1, so that's fine. Green. For green, this is a singleton, this is a singleton, this is not, this is a singleton, this can't be, and this is a singleton. For red, we have this one, this one, this one, this one, and there's no other singleton here. So yeah, the lines do have different sums, because we know specifically that, yeah. Where are they crossing? They're crossing here and here. Green is a sum of 3 digits. So therefore, the green has to be 6, 7, 8, or 9. Because if you have the sum of 3 unique digits adding up to what you are, you have to be, the minimum is obviously 1 plus 2 plus 3, which adds up to 6. So this is 6 through 9. Red could be 8, and it could be 3 because we have 1 or 2 as a possibility. So this could be 3 to 8. So all the reds are 3 through 8. But we have here 4 digits which must add up to the red number. So therefore, there are 4 digits that are smaller than the red number. Therefore, red cannot be 3 or 4. Because 5 only is the lowest number you can have that has 4 digits that are lower than it. Yellow. Yellow could be, it can be 6 at most because this can only be 6 with 1 or 2 at most. So yellow is 3, 4, 5, or 6, and that's still possible. Let's see. What about blue? Blue does not intersect with any of the other cells, so we don't really know much about it. Let's see. We don't really. Okay, so. Do we have one where it's. Okay, we know this is equal to. This is equal to green, and this is equal to blue. Therefore, all 5 of them must add up to green and plus blue. Green plus blue can only add up to 17 at most. So this can be only 17 at most. So therefore, blue, and it has to add up to 15 at least. So blue plus green has to add up to 15 at least. Therefore, the minimum blue can be is 6 through 9, right? Because 6 and 9 add up to 15, and therefore that's the minimum. So if you tried to have a 5 here, that would add up to 14, which is not allowed by these 5 digits. Let's see. We have here red and yellow must add up to at least red, yellow, and green can be though has to add up to these 6 cells. So we have 6 cells. Okay, so this has to be 1 through 6. This can be 1 through 5 because it cannot be 6 because then it would require a 1, 2, 1, 2 there. That's not possible. So this could be 5, 3, and 1, and that would be possible. What else do we have? We have these, again, red, green, and yellow must add up to these 6 cells. So that means it has to be at least 21. Well, that could very well be the case. Hmm. Hmm. What else do we know here? What's the most this could add up to is the question also, right? So we have red and yellow here. We have red and yellow here. So we know green and blue has to be at least 15. Red and yellow. We don't have any other information there, though. So this digit specifically can only be 1 through 4? It cannot be 5, because if it's 5, this has to be a 6 or greater, so that would be at least 11, and that would not add up to a digit. So this has to be 1 through 4 here. Okay. This plus this, again, can be 17 at most, which means you can have at most, what's the highest digit you can have? 1, 2, 3, 4, which is the lowest set, and 7. So this is 1 through 7. Therefore, 8 and 9, one of them has to be here. But we're not sure which. Where is yellow? Oh, interesting. Okay. Where are yellow in these areas? Yellow in box 1 can't be here, can't be here, can't be here, or here. Therefore, this must be yellow. Where's yellow in box 8? It has to be one of these two cells. Where's yellow in box 6? It has to be one of these three cells, and it has to be in box 3, one of these two cells. What about red? Red is not the same as blue. It cannot be because these two are red and blue. Therefore, red has to be one of these two cells. Well, we know well, actually, do we know? Yes, we know yellow specifically is less than red. So red can never be on a line where to add up to yellow because red is already greater than yellow. So red cannot be here. Red can't be the blue. Red has to be this one then. We know red can't be here. Red can't be here. Red again can't add up to red could be, actually, red can't be here. So red can't be here, it can't be here, it can't be either of these two because it can't be green, and it can't be here because of this red, therefore this is the red. Therefore, in box 7, where is a red? It cannot be either of these because of these two reds. It can't be this one. It can't be that one because, again, red is greater than yellow, so it cannot add up to anything that yellow is. Therefore, this must be red. Red cannot be here, red cannot be here, or here, so red is one of those two. Red can't be here, and it can't be... Red can't be here, can't be here, can't be here, and red can never add up to itself with another digit. Therefore, this can't be red, therefore this must be the red. Which means this can't be red, so therefore this is red. So we have all the reds now. Green. Red plus something adds up to green, so therefore red is less than green. So green can never be on anything that adds up to red. Green can't be here, green can't be here, green can't be here, and it can't be here because it can't add up to anything with red. Therefore, green must be here. Green can't be here, here, or here, so it must be one of these two. So it's there. Green can't be yellow, cannot be here, can't be here. So it's one of these three. We're not sure which. Green cannot add... Yellow is the same thing. Yellow adds up to whatever green is with other digits. Therefore, green cannot be on the yellow line. So therefore, green has to be here. Since green is here, green has to be one of these two, which is fine. And it could be one of these two or that one. We're not sure which. So that's green. What about blue? Blue has to be, cannot be the red, obviously, so blue has to be here. Blue has to be 6 through 9, so it can't be here, can't be here, can't be the red. But that's not very helpful. This is specifically green, red, and yellow. So blue has to be one of these three cells. So blue is one of these three cells. Therefore, the blue has to add up to either green or red with another digit. Therefore, blue cannot be 9. So this can't be 9, this can't be 9, this can't be 9, and this can't be 9. So blue has to be either 6, 7, or 8. Green can no longer be 6, because if green is 6, blue would be 8, and that would add up to 14, which is not possible because we know 5 unique digits add up to what green and blue add up to. And that, therefore, at minimum must add up to 15. So green cannot be 6. Okay, so blue must be less than green. Because it either adds up with another digit to add up to green, or it must add up to red, which also is less, that adds up with another number, which adds up to green. So blue could be less than red, or it might not be. We don't know. So this one of these three is blue. Again, because we have green, red, and yellow here. Let's see. If blue is here, that means green, yellow, and blue add up to green, which forces green to be 9. Right? Because at minimum, this is 3 and 6, adding up to 9. If blue is here, that means this is at least 6 and 1, so red is at least 7. So this is at least 7 and 1, therefore green would have to be 8 or 9. So green is always 8 or 9 then. Green cannot be 7 either. Okay. So one thing we know then is blue is always less than green. And since blue is always less than green, green can never be here. Green can't be here then. Also, green can't be any of these. Therefore, where's the green? It has to be here. So this is green, which means this cannot be green. This cannot be green. So we have all the greens accounted for. Right? So those are all 8 or 9. So all the reds are 5, 6, 7, or 8. We don't know where this is 3, 4, 5, or 6. So it could be with 1 through 6. Right? And then we don't know if this is blue or not. So therefore, this is still 1 through 7. This is also 1 through 7. This is 1 through 7. These yellow ones have to be 1 through 5, right? The ones because they can add up to 6 at most. So the cells that are more than 1 on the yellow line have to be 1 through 5. Okay. What else do we know? Uh-huh. Blue can never be 8. If it's 8, that would mean this has to be. It could not be here because this would have to add 1 with 8. It would have to be here, but we know red is already 8 at most, right? So blue can never be 8. So therefore it's 6 or 7. Therefore, this cannot be 1 or 7. This has to be 1 and 6 at most, right? Therefore, we have a 7, an 8, or a 9 somewhere in the rest of the row, but we don't know which. In addition, we know this has to be 1, 2, this adds up to 16 at most now. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6, or 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 to add up to 15 or 16, because it can't add up to 17 anymore. So 1, 2, 3, and 4 are all eliminated now from the rest of the row. Because again, these 5 must add up to either 15 or 16. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. So therefore, 1, 2, 3, and 4 are all eliminated. This has to be 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. What else do we have? Okay, yeah. So, if blue is 6, well, I guess this could be 6. If blue is 6, this could be the 6 here. And this could be 1, 6, which would add up to 7. Hmm. And this could be 7 and 1, which could add up to 8. That's possible. Hmm. Blue cannot be here because of this blue. Blue can't be here because of those blue. Can't be the red. Can't be this one because it can't be 6 or 7. So blue has to be one of these two cells in box 5. We're not sure which. Oh, this is blue, so this can't be blue anymore. Therefore, we know blue must add up to something to add up to red. Therefore, red can never be 5 or 6 because we need blue to add up with something to add up to it. So this can't be 5 or 6. So red is 7 or 8. Now, what adds up with 7 or 8 to add up to 8 to 9? It has to be 1 or 2. So this is 1 or 2. Interesting. Um, hmm. What else are we missing then? If yellow's 6, obviously blue becomes 7, red is 8, and green is 9. But that looks like that could be possible, right? If yellow's 6, that means this is 6, this is 6, this must be 1, 2, 1, 2. This is 3, 4. That's fine. Yeah. Hmm. Uh, uh. Hmm. Okay. Interesting. Okay. In columns 3 and 4, where can the 9 be? Obviously, it could be the green cells, but every other cell in columns 3 and 4 add up to either yellow, green, blue. Yeah, yellow, green, or blue, or are obviously yellow, green, or blue. Sorry, yellow, blue, or red in color. Therefore, there cannot be a 9 in any of the other ones because first, red, yellow, and blue can't be 9. And anything that adds up to red, yellow, green, or blue cannot be 9. Therefore, the 9 must be the green. So the 9 has to be green. So this is 9, which means this cannot be 1 or 2. It must be 3, 6, or it must be 4, 5. So green is the 9, which means these can't be 9. None of the other ones can be 9. Where's the 8 in all of this? Well, again, it in columns 3 and 4, you either have the 8 can only be in red, cannot be in blue because blue adds up to something to add up to red, and that red is at most an 8, so blue cannot be 8. Yellow has to add up with 2 digits to add up to 9, so therefore it cannot be an 8. And therefore everything else, this has to be 3 or 6 because we know yellow's 3 or 6, 3 to 6. So this cannot be 8 either. Similarly, anything adding up to yellow has to add up to is at most 5. This can't be 8 because we have 2 digits adding up with yellow to add up to 9. This adds up to blue, which is obviously not 8. And this adds up to blue, which is not 8. So where is the 8 in columns 3 and 4? It has to be the red. So it has to be 8 here. Oops. That's too many. I need the colors. So the colors are 8. Now, if you go the same way with columns 3 and 4, where is the 7? It cannot be any of the cells that add up to green because of what we eliminated earlier. It can't be, obviously, the cells that add up to yellow. And if it's the ones that add up to blue, well, then blue can't be 8 already. So it cannot be the ones that add up to blue either. Therefore, the blue itself must be a 7 from that. Therefore, we know these are all 7s. This must be then 1 and 7. So you can never, because those add up to 8. We don't know about this one, but we know the blue has to be here. So this has to be 1 and 7. This cannot be 1. So this is at minimum 2 or 3. 2 and 3. So therefore, the yellow has to be at least 5. Right? Because you have 2 and 3 as the minimum. You also have, that's 2 and 3 or 2 and 4 to add up to 5 or 6. So the 2 has to be here. This then cannot be 5 or 6. If this is 2 and 3, this becomes 5, and therefore this becomes 5 and 4. Oh yeah, we have a 2, 3, 4 triplet. If this is 2 and 4, this becomes 6, so this is 6, which makes that a 3, which is possible. So therefore we know that works. So we know this is 2, 3, we have a 2, 3, 4 triplet in row 1. We have a 1, 7 pair in row 1, and we have 8 and 9 already in row 1. Therefore, this is 5 or 6, but it's not the yellow one here. Therefore, these two cells cannot contain a 5 or a 6 because we have a 5, 6, 5, 6 pair in the box already. Therefore, this cannot contain 1, 6. It cannot be 2, 6, 2, 5. It has to be 3 and 4. So these are 3 and 4, which forces 3, 4, 3, 4 pair, which means the rest of the box cannot contain 3 or 4 either. So therefore, these are 1 or 2. This cannot be 3 or 4 or 2. So these two must be 1 and 7 then. Right? The only possibilities of 2 digits adding up to 8 is 1, 7, 2, 6, which we know the 2 is already here, so this can't be 2, 6, and 3, 5, but we have a 3, 4 pair here, which eliminates 3 in the rest of the row. So therefore, this has to be 1 and 7. So therefore, the blue has to be there. So the blue is one of these two, the blue is one of these two. This can no longer be 8. This can no longer be 8. This can't be 8. Also, we know these 2 digits add up to 16. What does that mean? That means the rest of these 5 cells have to add up to 16. Well, the only possibility there now is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6. The yellow can only be 5 or 6 now, so it must be a 6. So these are all 6s, which means we have a 1, and this has to be 3 digits adding up to 9. So this has to be 1 or 2 with it. So this is 1 or 2, and this is 1 or 2. These can't be 6 anymore. This then has to be 3 and 4 because of the 1, 2, 6 pair. This can't be 3 or 4. Because this can't be 3 or 4, we have 2 digits adding up to 6. This has to be 2 and 4, which means this can't be 4. This has to be 3. This can no longer be 3, obviously. This can't be 1 or 5, so this must be 2 and 4 adding up to 6. This must be 2, actually, it could be 1 or 5 or 2 or 4. So that works either way. And this is 1 or 5 or 2 or 4. We're not sure which. This can't be 3 or 4, so it's 1, 2, or 5. The 1 has to be with a 6, but the 6 can't be in either of these spots, so therefore this cannot be 1. So this is 2 or 5, and this has to be 2 or 5 too. This must be a 1 to add up to 9. There is no 6 here, so this is either 1, 3, 5 or 2, 3, 4. So the 3 has to be one of these. This can't be 1 anymore. This can't be 1, so this must be 7, which forces this to be a 1. Therefore, this is the blue. This can't be blue. Therefore, this can't be 7, so this must be a 5, which forces this to be 7, which is the blue, so therefore this can't be blue. 1, 2, 1, 2. This can't be 7 anymore, which makes that a 1, which makes that a 7, so this is not the blue. This can no longer be 1, 7 adding up to 8. It can't be 3, 5 adding up to 8 because of the 5. Therefore, this must be 2 and 6. Which means the 6 is one of the yellow, so this can't be the yellow then. This can't be 2 or 4, so this is 1 and 5. This has 2 digits adding up to 7. So this is either 1, 6, but the 6 can't be either of these cells, so it can't be 1, 6. It could be 2, 5, or it could be 3, 4. Now this can't be 3 anymore, so this can't be 4. Therefore, in column 3, where is the 4? It cannot be any of these 3, it can't be here, therefore it must be here. So this is 4, this is 3. This can't be 3 anymore, so this is 4, which makes that 3. This can't be 4, so this can't be 2 then. 3 can't be in any of these cells in box 7, where is the 3? It has to be here. So this is 3, which makes this 4. That 4 makes that 2, which makes that 2 a 4. This is a 2. This 2 eliminates this 2, so this is 1, this is 2. This can't be 1 anymore, so this can't be 5 to add up to 6. This can't be 2 anymore, therefore this is a 5, which makes that a 2, which makes that a 1, which makes that a 2. This 5 eliminates that 5, so this is 1, this is 5. Therefore, this can't be 6, so this must be 5. This has to be 1 or 4. Because of the remaining cells in column 1, but it can't be 4, therefore this is 1, which forces this to be 4, which makes that a 2 to add up to 6. 6 can add up to 6 must add up with 2 to add up to 8. So this can't be 2 here, so therefore this must be the 6, which makes that 2. So this can't be yellow. 2 cannot be here. This has to be a 5-7 pair. So that's fine. Since we have a 5-7 pair in box 9, the rest of the box cannot contain a 5. Therefore, this cannot be 1, 3, and 5. Therefore, it can only be now 2, 3, and 4. So this has to be 2, 3, 4. This is 5 and 7. Therefore, this is 1 and 6. This can't contain a 7. Cannot contain a 1. Therefore, it can't be 2 or 6. This must be 3 or 5. We have a 2 in column 7 or 8 in row 1. We have another 2 in column 7 or 8 in row 5. Therefore, there are no more 2s in the rest of column 7 or 8. And I think that's an X-wing. So therefore, there cannot be a 2 in the rest of column 7 or 8. So these can't be 2, which forces this to be the 2. And this can't be 1 because of this 1, so this must be 6, which makes this a 1. This can't be 6, so this is a 2 now, which means this can't be 2, so this is a 6. And therefore, that's the yellow. This can't be yellow. This must not be 2, so this has to be 4, which forces this to be 2. This 4 means this can't be 4, so that's a 3. This is a 4. Then this is just normal Sudoku. What else do we have? This has to be a 5. This has to be a 1. This can't be 5 because it has to be 5 or 7, so therefore this is 7, which forces this to be 5, which means this is not the blue. Therefore this is the blue, and it is 7. What do we have remaining here? It's 3 and 4. That's fine. What about this? This has to be 5 and 6 then, right? This has to be the 5. This can't be yellow, so it's not the 6. So therefore this is 6, which forces this to be 3, which forces this to be 5. So this can't be 5 anymore, which makes that 3, which makes that 5. What's left over here has to be 3, which makes that a 4, which makes that 3, and therefore that's a 4. And that's a solution. Fairly straightforward. I like the concept. I like the concept of the row sum lines. It made things very interesting, and I got to color things, which is really always cool. Anyways, I hope you had a cool time of it too, and I'll see you next time on Frank Puzzles. Take care.